power of our actions can birth enormous strength than we can ever imagine. And for a developing country like Kenya, struggling with endless issues such as power can transform communities whose livelihoods are at stake. Economic poverty in Kenya has been compounded by the effects of climate change, and this has provided Fadhili Trust with an opportunity to engage communities towards ensuring that they are food secure. So, what is Fadhili Trust and what do we stand for?
Our work involves empowering women through livelihood support. Like, for example, we work with women in village savings and loans. We work with farmers in conservation agriculture. And we also recently introduced a program that works with churches. It's called Church and Community Transformation. So our work is majorly to build the capacity of communities to engage in sustainable development and in a way that will enhance their livelihood.
Having been in existence for 2 decades, Fadhili Trust has initiated transformational development amongst both urban and rural communities through some effective livelihood support projects. The Village Saving and Loans Groups, VSLs, is helping rural communities improve their lifestyles in various ways.
One, Fadhili has been an encourager in the community in terms of encouraging people to adopt sustainable development initiatives in their local context. Two, Fadhili has been an influencer, influencing people with more proactive development initiatives that will improve their well-being. Three, Fadhili has been a motivator. We have motivated a lot of people through our engagement and participation for involvement in developmental matters in their local communities. And four, Fadhili has been a facilitator. So the role of Fadhili majorly is more to facilitate in terms of driving developmental change in the local communities as well as the vulnerable communities in the local context.
For instance, to date, Fadhili has reached over 46,000 group members who are saving money and borrowing loans to alleviate poverty. Secondly, Fadhili Trust continues to work with 1,100 farmers in the implementation of agricultural programs. And last but not least, our Church Pillar program is giving hope for a better tomorrow to the communities we work with.
Fadhili Trust has several ongoing projects under the agriculture and livelihood main program. We have conservation agriculture, which has been very successful. We have seen farmers move from their conventional ways of farming to modern technologies, which has increased their yields. We also have the kitchen garden, whereby participants in both the VSL and consumer agriculture projects have practiced kitchen gardens in their homes, and this has improved their nutrition as they are able to have several vegetables varieties in their kitchen gardens, which they can use the money that would have been spent on buying vegetables on other needs in the households. We also have the church and community transformation, whereby the church has been challenged to get out of their comfort zones and go and impact communities in other ways. So this has been very successful as well, as the church has involved itself in growing trees, helping the needy, even educating the orphans and the less fortunate. So this has been quite a success. Then we have the creme de la creme of the models was the VSL model. That is the Village Savings and Loans model, whereby the vulnerable people in the community can access loans and attend to their needs, such as paying school fees, buying farm input, and then participate in other home projects as well. which otherwise would not have been possible through the modern banking system.
Kwa Fadhili Trust huwa tuna save na unakodisha ile pesa. Enyewe nimefaidika. Manake nikitaka kulima shambani nakimbia pale kwa kikundi nakopa mkopo wa ukulima. Kama sahii unaona mbegu, haikuwa rahisi kupata mbegu mwaka huu. Lakini nilikimbia kwa kikundi wakanipatia pesa, nikaoda mbegu kutoka kwa kampuni ya Agropil.
Kupitia kwa Fadhili nimeweza kununua ng'ombe. Sasa niko na ng'ombe 6, nilikuwa na 4, na nimejenga stand ya kuweka matangi juu, ndio nikipambu maji inaingia kwa shamba na drip. Sasa kasi ya manual inapungua, kasi inakuwa rahisi.
Fadhili Trust walipokuja walitufunza kama kanisa and kijiji ama wanakijiji huja kanisani, na tuliwafundisha yale tulifundishwa na Fadhili Trust, jinsi ya kupanda miti, hata kulima, na wamefanya.
Over and beyond these, Fadhili's Watoto Wetu project empowers a generation of young people with access to quality education and mentorship in order to improve their lives, their families, and communities.
Watoto Wetu is a project that was born out of the HIV care program. When we started supporting these children to go to school, it was with an objective of making them have a life to fend for themselves and to support their lives, and in turn it has really helped. So far we have been able to see through 150 students who have gone through the support system, and currently for this year 2022-2023 we have 33 students, one of them in high school, one of them in primary school, 16 of them in high school, and the rest in college. Others are still pending, 5 of them waiting to join college.
The help that I have received from Fadhili Trust includes paying for my education. There is the fees aspect of it. During primary, they bought us school uniform when it was needed or when it was rent, and grew to 1. We've also had, they're paying for my hostel fees, the rent, the accommodation fees, they're doing that.
Completing my studies first will be a goal achieved, and also it will be the most amazing thing that has ever happened to me and my family. Through Watoto Wetu, I would like to appreciate Fadhili Trust for helping us be able to believe in ourselves through education, and even taking us through the journey of life.
As we continue to transform the livelihoods of the communities we work with, we cannot ignore the challenges we face along the way.
One of the biggest challenges is trying to deal with the community, trying to satisfy the community demands. And sometimes when you go with a program, you actually realize that they need probably more than what you are actually offering. And that we mitigate by making sure that we partner with the government and other like-minded NGOs to ensure that the participants are given as much service as we can. But also that comes with the challenge of actually limiting a limitation, whereby we find that you cannot satisfy the community demands. Sometimes you don't have the partners to work with, and you have a community to try and make sure that their needs are met. The other challenge, you could say that working in the NGO, most projects are time-bound. So that means that after a certain duration, the donor funds have to dry up, and then you are faced with the challenge of making sure that the project is continuing to some extent. We are alive to the fact that yes, projects are not all elements of the projects are sustainable, but we should be able to make sure that the community doesn't slump back to where we found them.
So one of the key challenges is climate change as we speak. because these communities, I can say they are farming communities. 80% are dependent on agricultural or agribusiness activities. So the issue of drought and famine has been perennial in that area due to climate change effects. These affects their food production, their food levels at household level as well as community, and in turn even their income sources and their livelihoods activities within the community.
When the need came, the project was not ready with the funds, and so till then we are still relying on good well-wishers who can support the students to go through their education. The growing list of the waiting students. Students, once they hear that we are in support of their education, parents flock our offices, and some of which we are not able to cater for. And that is a huge challenge because the funds are not sufficient to cater for each and everyone.
But these challenges will not deter us from achieving the objectives that enable us to contribute towards sustainable development goals.
Fadhili Trust would love to say thank you to the several donors who have held our hand, partners who have afforded us an opportunity to make the deserved changes in the communities, in Kajiado, in Makueni, in Nairobi. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Indeed, Fadhili Trust story is real, and it is a story to tell for generations to come.
I see an organization that is more sustainable with diversified sources of funding. I see a community that is more independent with livelihood support from various sources. I see an organization, Fadhili Trust, that is involved in combating the effects of climate change. I see an organization that is implementing projects that are more and more relevant to the issues that are being felt in the community.
Fadhili Trust is transformational.
Fadhili is a source of transformation.
Fadhili is adaptive to the community needs.
Fadhili Trust is an influencer of change for sustainability and community development.